Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, Recruiting Animal here on December 16th, 1/6/2015. This is the last show of the year, believe it or not. Yeah, wow. But I'm going to start it just as usual. I saw an article just the other day by a woman named Erin Meyer. It's about company culture, or actually business culture, not company culture. I saw it on the Harvard Business Review, so it must be a genius article, right? Everything at Harvard is smart. But what I'm going to tell you, though, is my view of what Erin Meyer said. It's not exactly what she said in the article, okay? My disclaimer, I'm doing that all the time now. Anyway, Erin Meyer says that there's different kinds of national cultures, and the business culture in Uganda might not be the same as the business culture in the United States. She says there's actually two kinds of business culture. There's a confrontational culture, a confrontational culture, and a non-confrontational culture. In confrontational cultures, it's okay to tell someone that you totally disagree with him. You totally disagree with him. Or you can say he's totally wrong. And it's not seen as an insult. It's just part of a normal, happy discussion, right? If you go into a negotiation and the other guy says that he completely disagrees with everything you say, that's not a sign that things are starting out on the wrong foot. No, not at all. It's just an invitation to a lively debate, okay? But ironically, I found this very ironic, people from very emotionally expressive cultures, they don't do that. And here's my explanation. They don't normally like to exercise a lot of control over their emotions. They think that takes the joy out of life. They like to be passionate, right? And that's fine. I don't care. But it kind of makes them very sensitive. And they think that if you disagree with them too much, you're saying they're no good. And that makes them very passionate, like angry, okay? And once they let go, things can really get out of hand. You know, these guys, they like to disparage North Americans for being dead. But to us, they just seem to be wild. And because there's always the danger that they will go wild, they don't disagree bluntly. Instead, they'll say things like, maybe we disagree a little bit, when they really mean we disagree a lot, okay? And finally, so there's two of those things, confrontational, non-confrontational, but you've also got, I'm almost done, your in-betweeners. Open disagreement is okay with these guys, but as long as it's expressed calmly and factually, you know, they want you to know that they're separating the facts from the people. But the joke's on them, I think, because if you're really sensitive, you can't tell the difference, okay? Everything's personal. Doesn't matter how you say it, they're going to go bananas. So I want to ask you a question. What kind of culture do you think we have here on Jerry? What show is this?
The Recruiting Animal Show!
Wasn't much of a shout for the last show of the year. What
happened? I had band practice last night. Kind of threw my voice out a little bit because it had been 2 weeks since we had practice. You can probably tell I'm a little scratchy today.
It was flat. It
awful is an overstatement. Not my best. I can go with that. No, it wasn't my best. Awful? I don't think so.
I'm going to play the shout. I really need a good. Okay, I'm just going to play the shout just to get things going. Hold on.
Oh, you have one on tape?
Yeah, I do.
The Recruiting Animal Show!
Thank you, Jerry! That's the old
No problem. No problem.
Okay. Yeah.
No problem.
Look,
I'm ready to do it. What?
I got to say something before I do the show this week. I was having a good conversation with two of our friends the other day, and I was wondering why the Recruiting Animal Show couldn't be like our conversation, and I came up with a reason. It's because on this show, I want everyone to know we don't leave anything hanging. You can't just tell us your views the way you want to tell them. If you say something, you have to say it clearly, and you have to prove it thoroughly. And if you don't, you're going to be challenged, and that's our differentiator, okay? So sometimes that's going to stymie the guest. It's going to stop the flow of conversation, and that's the price you have to pay to get a show like this that doesn't let people get away with whatever they want, okay? I just want to tell people that.
Yeah.
Okay, now our guest today is somebody, I don't know, from Adam. He is a volunteer.
Don't know who this guy is. Never heard of him.
Okay, his name is Stephen Beckitt, but it's not spelled like Beckitt. It's Beckitt. And, of course, Stephen isn't with a V. It's with a PH. And, of course, in England. He's from England. Okay? Okay, but he's going to disrupt recruiting. And we're
love it.
That. But first we're going to sing. Stephen Beckitt, are you there?
I'm here, Animal, yes.
Okay, now he can't improve that. He's over in England. They've got old technology or something. But I can understand them, even though he sounds like he's in a tunnel. Okay? So he picked a song, and I like this song, Riders on the Storm. Very easy. If anybody wants to join in, please do. We're just going to do the first verse. Steve, I'm going to call out 1, 2, 3, and we'll go, okay?
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Riders on the storm.
Yeah, Steve! Riders on the storm. Come on. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. More. Come on. You got one more chance now. Like a dog without a bone. An actor out alone. Come on.
Riders on the storm.
No. Hit it. Do that last line. Just put something into it so we know the show's going to be good.
Riders on the storm.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Now here's the introduction. Stephen Beck is an ex-recruiter with 6 years of hands-on experience. So he knows.
He was just getting started then. 6 years?
Well, listen.
Oh, sorry to jump in. I missed the show last week.
Yeah, I know you just
on
didn't show
purpose.
I know.
Purpose.
I know.
So I'm a bit anxious to jump in. Sorry, I'll save my comments for later.
No,
disregard that.
Look this is what it says on the website. He's got 6 years of hands-on experience, and then it says his intricate. I quoted intricate understanding of exactly what recruiters need in order to be more successful has resulted in a range of tools that deliver incredible results incredibly quickly. We help you. Well, you know what?
All right. Yeah, I like it. Sounds great.
Okay, but before, I'll just cut it short right here. But the one thing he says is that if you use his tool called sourcebreaker.com,
I'm going there now. I'm going there right now.
You can be a junior recruiter, but you're going to outperform the old pros. That's what he promises. Am I right, Stephen?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to spell your Twitter name first, though. Sourcebreaker, @Sourcebreaker. That's his Twitter name. Now, Stephen, can you justify that outrageous statement that a new person can be as good a recruiter as some veteran, I think is the term you use? Go ahead.
Okay, so just to be clear, so it doesn't mean that they'll be a better recruiter than experienced people, but it does mean on their first day in the job, they will be better than a large proportion of experienced recruiters at identifying candidates on their first day. And that's not just empty sales spiel. So we've worked with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of recruiters. So
how long has your
$2 million
company been in business? How long in business?
So we've been in business 18 months.
Okay, and you've worked with hundreds of recruiters already? You've worked with hundreds already?
Hundreds and hundreds of recruiters, yes.
Tell us a story, or go ahead. Prove your point.
So work with.
So that means training them on effective search.
Okay, shoot. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So, so we started out in business 18 months ago. So the software has only been launched for the last couple of months. So prior to launching the software, we funded the building of the software by training recruiters on more effective search techniques. So what that involved was, prior to going into the training, is getting each recruiter that was going to attend the training to send us 2 Boolean searches that they would run to find candidates at the moment.
Two Boolean searches. You asked your guys. You trained people. I'm worried about the sound is a bit fuzzy. You trained people, and before you trained them, you wanted them to send you 2 sample Boolean searches that they would do for which job orders? Your job orders or their own?
Their own job orders. So it could be anything. So engineering, IT, whatever it might be. So the reason behind doing that was so everything we do, we try and evidence it. So rather than just empty sales spiel, we will back it up with facts. So by them sending us their searches prior to us training them, we could see at what level their searches were at, so identify specifically the number of candidates that they were able to find before we trained them, and then demonstrate the improvements to their searches, and then say, right, this is the number of candidates you're now able to find off the back of the search techniques that we've taught you. So where we say that trainees on their first day can be better at finding candidates than recruiters who've been doing the job for years, there's absolutely and obviously many recruiters out there have been doing the job for years that are very, very good at candidate identification.
Okay, but what you've got, what you're offering now is not consulting on an ongoing basis. You're offering an automated tool. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So some dummy, it's his first day on the job or his first week. Okay, he's he's coming up with a search for, you can give me an example in a minute, and he sends you, and he comes up with his own normal Boolean string, or how does he get your great Boolean string? What does he do?
So all he needs to do is go onto our platform, type in the keywords he's looking for. So if we just do something fairly generic, like a front-end developer, for example, so they would type in JavaScript, Angular, HTML, and CSS. They just type in those 4 words, and it will provide them with all of the synonyms, but specific synonyms, so not just approximate ones, but ones that actually mean, if you're looking for HTML, then this synonym is going to provide you with accurate results as well. So type that in, click on Build Search, and it will build the search out for them with all of the accurate synonyms to a level of detail. And as I say, everything we do is evidence-based, so we've trained hundreds and hundreds of recruiters. Nobody that we've ever trained, and you've got $2 million a year billers, $1 million a year billers, don't search to this level of detail when they search. So that trainee recruiter on their first day, by typing in those 4 words, will create a more detailed search to find more candidates than people who've been in the job for years. There will naturally be some exceptions to that, absolutely, but in the overwhelming majority of cases, that's true, and we've done the work with hundreds and hundreds of recruiters to demonstrate that.
Does anybody want to ask him a question at this point? I hope everybody understands what he's saying. I did. Anybody got a question? No. Even Jerry, when he's talking about your field, and he's saying he can improve every search you do. So what you've got essentially, it sounds to me, Stephen, is a thesaurus, a book full of synonyms and antonyms or whatever, synonyms primarily, and when you put up one word, it supplies 5 or 10 more, and then uses the proper Boolean syntax and searches them for you. Is that a fair description?
That's correct, but what we'll also do is we'll then give you the next best search, and the next after that, and then the next after that. So if you had to type in 5 or 6 keywords, we'll give you not just the search that matches all those keywords, variations of that search as well. So once you've looked at all the candidates that tick every box that you've looked for, we'll then provide you with the search that will enable you to identify the candidates that tick 9 out of the 10 boxes, for example, but in such a way that it excludes all the candidates you've looked at, so you save a huge amount of time in the process as well, because you look at the best candidates, than the next best.
Yeah, there's a few questions. First of all, what platforms do you search? I'll list the questions. What platforms do you search? How much does it cost? What if your competitor is also a client of yours? So what databases or websites? What are we searching here?
So at the moment, you can just click and search straight into LinkedIn, and then in terms of the job boards, it will work across job boards and CRM that take Boolean search. At the moment, it's a case of clicking on copy to copy the search, and then you paste it into the boards. But we're in the process of integrating with the likes of Monster and other job boards so that you get the results all in one place. But at the moment, you just click on copy search and then run it into the different platforms. So anything that takes Boolean search, it works on.
How much?
How much? It all depends on how many people. So we've got a range of different products that will potentially be included, but it starts off at $3,000 for anything up to 5 licenses, and then it goes up to, if you had 500 recruiters, it would be $50,000. So you get...
I got a question, Animal.
Go ahead.
Durbin. I mean, obviously a tool, a software that allows you to do Boolean search faster and better is good, especially when so many people didn't get trained on the basics of it. But considering the fact that, there are dozens of free tools that are out there, and it's relatively easy to code.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The fact that I'm sure that people use it, but is this really earth-shattering, or is just this would have been great in 2008, but what makes it different in 2015?
Yeah, sure. So it all depends really on where you're sitting. So the sourcing community in the world would potentially look at it and think, well, I can do this myself, more or less, so therefore I don't need it. So that wouldn't be quite so much our target market. The target market is companies where they're bringing in new people, inexperienced people that don't necessarily know their markets especially well, or they're looking to save a huge amount of time that would really benefit from the platform. So experienced people will still benefit from it. But if you were to get like a sourcer who's been sourcing for 10 odd years, they'll look at it and think, okay, this is convenient, but it probably doesn't add a colossal amount of value to what I do.
Why waste the money on a premium membership for LinkedIn when you can buy yours and get the same candidates as a basic value prop?
Hold on. Do you have to have your own membership? Because first of all, one of our regular listeners, it's bad enough that you're kind of in this tunnel, but she can't understand your low-class English accent, okay? And she's saying, and she's asking that you speak a little more slowly so she can just hear you, okay? And I don't get the joke about whispering. Maureen, I expected you to sing on Riders on the Storm, but Maureen didn't sing because she had her mute on. She did sing, but she had her mute on, so she couldn't figure it. And she didn't know why Jerry didn't sing. But Jerry's got a sore throat or something today, But
not an ailment, mind you.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, just blown out because I was doing some heavy rock and roll last night.
But you didn't answer Jim's main question.
You ever tried to sing Geddy Lee? Have you tried that?
Oh, great.
Yeah. You can't do it for too long and then still do a great shout out the next day.
Yeah, I don't like that kind of singing. Okay, I like the way you shout.
You're an idiot.
I don't like that kind of singing. Geddy Lee went to the state high school up the street from me, okay? So he's probably just up the street right now. But anyway, look, but what Jim Durbin asked you when you didn't answer, he said there's a lot of free tools. There's a lot of free, F-R-E-E. I hope you understand that over there. There's a lot of free tools online doing the same thing right now. How is yours better than them? Are you aware of them?
Yes, so we are aware of them, and when we're pitching, we come up against that quite a lot, that people say, we've got free tools that can do a similar thing. As things stand, we're still a young business, so I'm sure we will come across a time when we don't win some business off one of the free tools, but at the moment we've not failed to close a company that's using a free tool to start paying to use our tool. So where there's the benefits for us is with the product, we've done it so that you can contribute your own IP into the platform. So you could add synonyms, remove synonyms, combine synonyms very, very quickly. And then when you save it, everybody across your team or across your company then benefits from those changes. So you're not just having individuals searching to the extent of their own ability. You have everybody within the company searching to the combined ability of
Jim,
all
do you
your
understand
sources.
that? Jim, do you understand? Jim, explain it to me. Jim, what did he say? Jim Durbin, are you
say
still
he's not
there?
He's not worried about selling to free people because their services go in well and they have to continue to code it. I mean, basically that's the issue. Boolean breaks. The free tools can go away. You become reliant on them. They say they'll be around. They continue to make sure that it works. I'm just curious I mean, there's always a niche for stuff. I was just curious if it's more than that, and it's just pulling LinkedIn names from Google and Bing.
Yeah,
it's not a bad thing at all. Saves you time.
No, I mean, it's not just. So I mean, a very small element of what we do is X-ray search. You can do X-ray searching within the platform into LinkedIn, very soon into Zing and the other sites. Where we've focused on getting people a return on investment, and where we found people get the best return is by creating searches to run straight into LinkedIn or straight into the job boards. But where we can
what does that mean? Straight
into
them.
So you would click on, we have a button where you just click on open in LinkedIn and it runs it within LinkedIn. So there is an X-ray button.
You better watch out, man. They'll break that API in a second.
Right, cool.
That's exactly what they do. They break that tool so often, and in January when it's coming with the new recruiter thing. Because we had a lot of great tools for that, and LinkedIn shot up, 397 of them overnight?
Right.
So inside, the Cell Hack did that.
Mm-hmm.
The Cell Hack, yeah.
Sure,
Look, Michael Cox has one of the same. Michael Cox, are you still there? He's asking questions on Twitter instead of where he should ask them here. Speak up, Michael Cox.
I'm a bit under the weather, but I was just curious. It sounds very familiar to just using like a Google Trends.
A Google what, sorry?
Trend.
Google Trends.
Trend. Google Trend.
So that's where they'll match similar keywords and things like that. So keywords that are found near each other.
Correct. And if I use a specific keyword, it will kick back similar types of keywords that have been used over a specific course of time in a specific
Yeah, but
region.
recruiters aren't going to do that. I mean, most people don't even know the words that just came out of your mouth. I mean, that's basically what it does. So it gives you the synonyms. So instead of saying developer and engineer, it does both, or coder, or all the other ones, and then so it's an X-ray search plus a thesaurus.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're looking at what Google Trends do, and what a lot of companies that we've noticed will do is when you say HTML, they'll say that JavaScript is a similar word to HTML, which is great. But if you're looking for somebody specifically with HTML experience, finding someone with JavaScript experience doesn't necessarily mean that they have the skills that you're looking for. So to our mind, we wouldn't say that HTML
if they have
and JavaScript.
JavaScript, they do have the same experience. Those two are pretty linked close. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Python and Ruby kind of stuff.
Yeah. But so if we spoke about like a real entry-level developer then, who they just wanted to do HTML and CSS, if you then find people with JavaScript, you're then finding people who are more experienced or have got more technical skills. JavaScript obviously being a harder programming language. So yeah, they're relatively closely related, but the principle being that looking here, you've got PHP as well. So HTML and PHP would be contrasting things where you wouldn't necessarily have that same experience. So our synonyms for HTML would be variations of HTML.
Go ahead, Jim. Jim.
Yes.
How come we're getting this kind of tunnel sound from him? Do you have any idea? He's on Skype with a headset.
It just happens.
Look who I'm talking to. It's a miracle I can hear you today. Sorry, I forgot about it.
Jim, our resident expert. Great answer.
If he's got a headset, he's got the. Make sure he's pushed the actual call button on the doohickey that's hanging off of the line.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's great advice.
That's great.
It's the thing with the thing, man. The thing with the doohickey.
Okay,
depends on what headset it is.
Jerry, you usually have questions for these tools. You don't have anything for this guy, right?
No, I'm just listening. I'm here to learn today.
But how much? How much? What was the price again? What if you're a solo? There's another one. What if you're in the U.S.? Is it different? Is it the same languages and same Boolean searches? And how much does it cost? Let's say you're a solo recruiter. How much is it going to cost you?
So for a solo recruiter, it's quite top heavy. So it'd be $3,000 for a solo recruiter. For anything
$3,000
from 1
for
to
what?
3.
A year? What's the time frame?
Live, I'm assuming.
Lifetime?
Double life.
So the reason
Double
for
life.
this, guys.
Can my son use this after I'm dead?
Right. You put that in your will.
So guys, just to
Time
be
of my source breaker account, I bequeath to my lazy ass son Timmy, who doesn't want to dial people up on his own. He'd rather have. Sorry about that.
So we realise it is, you know.
What's the time frame? What's the time frame?
$3,000 for how long, man?
You get it for a year.
A year, $3,000, and so the $3,000. That's up to what? 3 seats? Did you say, or 5? I can't remember.
Up to 5 seats. 5 seats.
5 seats. Okay. Why don't you make a deal for 1 seat? I mean, okay.
Pretty proud of that thing there.
We will be able to at a later date. At the moment, we do quite an in-depth implementation with people to make sure that the adoption is there, to make sure that they get up to speed.
Okay, so what I want to hear now, I know you've got some free things on the site. I want to hear what they are, but first I want to hear some stories about how you took recruiting. Let's call them dummies, wet behind the ear people. Okay, you took some dummies. They came to you, and you transformed them into, like, Pygmalions of recruiting. It's like a My Fair Lady story. And you made these guys who would be living in their parents' basement, you made them enough money so they could get their own place to live and a car and stuff like that in a reasonable amount of time. I want to hear some of those stories in detail.
Right, okay, so stories from when I was recruiting or stories from what our software has achieved?
No, from what your success. Look, we'll get to the stories about recruiting. I want to hear some stories about success and failure for your current customers for this tool that you've been talking about for 20 minutes.
Yeah, sure. So, if you on my LinkedIn profile, you'll see some testimonials from our early adopters.
Yeah,
so
none of them have a last name. None of them have a last name. I don't like that. Okay.
So that's in the blurb bit, but if you scroll down, all of those people with no last name are in the actual testimonials section. I don't really know why I've taken off their last names, but if you go to my actual LinkedIn profile page, you'll see the testimonials from people, and then I'll be able to talk through.
You know what? Okay, don't send me to a page. You tell me some stories. I told you before you came on, stories, and I got to tell you, that's why the Recruiting Animal Show doesn't flow as easily as a regular conversation you have in Starbucks. Because in Starbucks, people don't start banging the table. They don't say, hey, I want a clear answer. You're not going to get away with this. I'm telling you that now because you're not in Starbucks. You're on the show. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So one of our early adopters, the guy that runs the company, has been doing his market for 20-odd years, so he knows in theory all the candidates, all the clients, so wouldn't need a tool that's going to help him identify more people. And in fact, when I was in the process of closing him, he turned around and said, why do I need this? If I just type in DevOps into LinkedIn, it brings me back a load of DevOps.
I can't understand you either. Slow down. I can just type in what? DevOps? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
I
DevOps.
can't stand this technology problem. Go ahead. He said, we have to translate for the people on the show. Why do I need your tool? I can just type in DevOps where? In LinkedIn or Google?
In LinkedIn, and it will
I'll get what I want, right? So this is some kind of successful recruiter. He's got 20 years. He's very successful, but he's dumb for some reason. He's like a guy who types with 2 fingers. Is that right?
Something like that. So the kind of companies that we deal with, most of the recruiters are very, very successful because they're exceptionally good at sales or they're very, very process driven. They're not successful because their ability to create and construct complex searches. They work very, very hard. They have good processes and they're good at sales. That's why they're
No. Wait a second. How can they be successful if they're not good at identifying candidates?
So they could be successful because if you type in, like the guy said, if you type DevOps into LinkedIn, then you will find candidates. Yeah. So people who are good at sales can still identify candidates, but they can't necessarily identify them to the level of accuracy and the degree of quality that you can.
So you're saying if you're good at, I want to get this straight. If you're good at sales, you could get people who aren't right on, but you can still make money by placing them in companies. Is that what you're saying?
Categorically, yes.
What is it? What do you mean then by sales? How do they get people who aren't right on? How do they get them into the company? And when they're missing stuff,
dude, there's a button on there, man. And do something
can I
with
go
it, and it makes a placement, right? This is a placement machine. So what this is?
Jerry,
Jerry,
Animal, can I get nostalgic for a second?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I like listening to the guy. He's smart, but it begins to make me doubt something because he sounds like Amitai. You remember him, right?
Amitai Givers. Yeah.
So now, because he sounds so much like him, I'm thinking maybe these guys aren't smart. Maybe they just have that British accent, and I totally fell for it.
Yeah,
I can't tell the difference.
Smart, but
Are you saying Amitai is not smart?
I'm beginning to doubt myself now.
Okay, Michael Cox wanted to say something. This guy's smarter than Amitai because this guy knows how to make money, okay? Michael Cox, go ahead.
I did not want to say anything.
Sounded like your point. Does anybody else want to say something? No? Okay, I have that question. I want to understand what it means when you say the person's a good salesperson so they can do a very rough search on LinkedIn, get people who aren't as close as they possibly could be. There's other people out there who are closer to what they're looking for, and they can still sell that person to a hiring manager. Doesn't the hiring manager say, look, Stephen, I asked for these 6 things, and your guy only has 3. Is this hiring manager so dumb that the recruiter could just push this guy on him? No, don't worry about that. He'll learn it. I mean, what happened? How does he sell someone like that? I want to know, and I don't care who answers.
Okay, so there's an element of that, absolutely. But so a key part of it, so the guy that I'm talking about specifically, he'll type in DevOps, and he'll get, just as a for instance, 5,000 candidates come back or something like that, okay? So he is somebody that is hardworking enough that he'll get through a huge volume of profiles in order to identify the right candidates. So it's going to take him longer to get to those people because he's harder working, because he'll put in the longer hours, and he's got good processes. He can still get to probably 75% of the available accurate candidates, but it takes him longer to get to those people, but still he's still capable enough to get enough good people to be able to build a successful recruitment business and make a lot of money. Where our product comes in is, instead of just typing in DevOps, we would help him create, or the software will help him create a more accurate, more detailed search. So rather than going through 1,000 candidates to identify the 5 best, he would need to go through a much, much smaller number in order to identify all the people who are right, therefore saving a huge amount of time when it comes to doing the resourcing and getting better candidates faster. And then that extra 25% or 50%, depending on the original quality of the search, the extra number of candidates he's then got access to enables him to make more placements. So you're talking about
now he's got time. Now he's got time to start a family. The work level, I mean, he's doing the exact same thing, but in a lot less time. So that's your sale to this guy. Is that right? Because when I interrupted you, wait a sec. When I interrupted you, he was saying, Stephen, what do I need your tool for? I can just put DevOps in LinkedIn. Yeah. So you told him, look, Bill, with my tool, you can actually go home at 5 or 6 o'clock. You don't have to stay till 10 every night. Is that how you sold him on it?
No, because the kind of people that we typically deal with are the kind of people that they wouldn't go home any earlier because they were able to do something. They would continue working for the same amount of time and just look to make more placements. The kind of the mentality of the clients that we deal with in the agency world in the UK it's no doubt quite similar to the US, but it's people work very, very long hours, and just because you've got something done quicker doesn't mean you go home any earlier.
Yeah, okay. Same story then. He's saving a lot of time, even if he'd rather use it to work instead of have fun, right? Was that how you sold it? That's how you sold it to him. Okay, so you want to tell us...
the ability to find more candidates as well. So it's not just saving time, it's identifying more of the best candidates.
You have some actual placement stories that this guy did? Let's give him a name, Bill. So Bill actually, you sold him on the tool, and so did he start making more money faster, or what's the story there? You want to tell us a few more details?
Yeah, so I mean, his testimonial was on my profile, but yeah, they made placements within the first couple of months of using the platform. So as I say, they've been doing their market for years and years and years. One of the main ways that they identified more candidates and got somebody that they ended up placing was with doing the different variations of the search. So if you remember, I spoke earlier and said that we don't just give you the best search, we'll give you a variation. So they recruit Cisco skill sets. And typically, when they're looking for Cisco candidates, they would look for your CCNPs, CCNAs, that kind of thing. So with their first search, they input all the key skills, went for those candidates. by looking at the next best and the next best search after that, it started to exclude some of the certifications, and it identified candidates that they would never normally have found because they would all normally always include the certifications. And when they changed their searches, they would remove keywords, but get a bit despondent because they'd end up seeing the same candidates that came up in their first search. With our platform, you remove all the candidates you've just seen and only see new candidates, so you open your eyes up to candidates you didn't even know existed.
What about the guys on the dark side? You know who Glenn Cathy is?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I don't know Glenn, but I know who he is, yeah.
Well, yeah, okay, but what about his big speech about the dark side of LinkedIn? The people who have very lean profiles, and, do you bring those people up whereas they might miss them?
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll get to those people as you go further through your searches. So for instance, if we stick with the infrastructure side of things, so if you're looking for somebody who's a network engineer, as an example, with CCNA, CCNP, and firewalls experience, by the time you get through to the 7th or the 8th variation of the searches that we provide, at that point you'll start finding the people who don't reference any of the key skills that you're looking for, but they have a keyword on their profile that suggests that they have some relevance to what you're looking for. So it might be the job title. Excuse me. So yeah, by using the variations of the searches, you'll be able to identify a lot more of those candidates who.
Okay, but you haven't walked us through one search, and you're not gonna a real search.
No, I am. Yeah, I'm more than happy to. So I was in the process of doing that. That's no problem at all. So so this client that I'm talking about, so they would normally search for the certifications. When they got through a few of the variations of the searches, it started to exclude those certifications. They ran them again, found a brand new batch of candidates, and ended up placing a candidate who had massive skills in the Cisco market, so all your firewalls and that kind of thing, but didn't have the paperwork, didn't have the certifications. It's not somebody who would ever have come up in their previous searches, but came up and they've ended up placing that guy.
Okay, so the different iterations, the different versions of the search, the secondary and tertiary versions of the search that you supply, they can actually be a gold mine. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, yes, definitely.
Jim,
particularly on places like LinkedIn.
Jim, still with me? I want someone who knows something to comment.
Yeah, got a mouthful of chicken sandwich, though.
I don't care. What do you think about that, what he just said? Did you happen to hear him? You can say no, and I'll let you.
Pitch.
Okay, but you don't believe him. Why not?
It's just not how people tend to actively recruit. I mean, saying that we can find new candidates isn't. It's dependent on the profile.
With a press of a button,
on LinkedIn search, right?
Yeah, but he's saying with a press of a button, this goes sort of deeper or into more exotic kinds of offbeat things that access people in the dark side.
I'm sure the tool works fine, and there are people who can use it, and it kind of covers over the fact that they're not good recruiters in the first place. The challenge is that LinkedIn search itself is pretty broken, and it's hard. If you do a bunch of A/B testing on it, you find that it doesn't give you what you think it gives you. So I'd be nervous about any internal tool that claim to pull up different profiles. I mean, they'll all pull up something different, but it's not a bad tool for the right people.
That's your hunch.
Okay. Plus, I don't like this whole build a list thing that we've gotten into. I think that's fine for internal candidates, but that's not how people recruit. It really pulls us away from the fact that you should do it like Marine does it, where you get a name and every search makes you better. When you rely on tools, you think that you can call a list and pull the perfect name, and you don't get smarter in your search. That ends up taking a lot more time.
No, but he makes the search smarter. Stevens claims he makes the search smarter.
But you're supposed to make the recruiter smarter. Every time you push the button, you're supposed to push yourself closer and understand more.
Okay, well, you're going off on a different tack. What are your free tools?
I'm John Henry, damn it.
Yeah. Okay.
So with the just to answer the question on that, so one of our clients I was getting feedback from the other day actually identified as one of the key benefits of the platform is for new people to understand their market much quicker. So we've got things built into the platform such as JavaScript and related terms. So that being all the JavaScript libraries, things like Angular, Vue, all of those kind of things. And they identified that as being really useful for rookie recruiters to understand their market quicker because they can see that these keywords are related to JavaScript or Hadoop and related terms, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So their feeling is that it will
Are
actually
they
help
doing
them
that,
understand
though?
the market.
Because normally a tool like this works because you watch some recruiters sit there and painfully type out a long string of anything and stare at the screen and wait. That's the real say. In this, you push a button and it gets them right to the profiles, or at least they're doing work. Is it really making them better in the process?
I think so. I think he came up with a good. I thought his rebuttal was fairly good.
This isn't according to me. I've started using this now as part of my sales pitches, but I didn't do it until one of my clients specifically pointed that out as a benefit of the product, that their rookie recruiters will understand their markets quicker because they can see what words relate to what words.
They'll learn the lingo. Okay.
Yeah,
but
so this is like helping them with their lingo, and it's a thesaurus.
Yeah, thesaurus. That's the word I use. Okay, maybe you're thinking just like me, Mike Cox. What's free? You offer free stuff too, don't you?
We used to offer free stuff. The free
you don't. That's a no. That's a no. Do you search anything besides LinkedIn? We're talking about SourceBreaker, everybody. SourceBreaker.com. The guy who's on the line is named Stephen Beckitt, Beckitt. Stephen with a PH. It's not the way I like it, but anyway. What about, do you only search LinkedIn, or is there any other platform that your tool searches? You said the job boards. Anything else? What about Google for these odd databases that might appear?
Yeah, so we've got a button where you can search straight into Indeed. We're building in the ability to just search Google-wide pretty much, so finding candidate profiles or people like that. Then your standard social sites as well will come as we sort of move forward, places like Meetup, Twitter.
Now I'm going to ask Jerry's question, since Jerry is on mute today. If you were a good recruiter with the intricate understanding of, I'm quoting your site, of exactly what recruiters need in order to be successful, if that was you, why would you give up recruiting? Because it sounds like you can make a lot more money recruiting than selling this tool. Am I wrong about that?
My view is that I can make a similar amount of money doing this that I could in recruitment. The reason that I went in this direction is because I'm, I suppose, fairly technical, but I also have quite a big problem with doing the same thing over and over again. And I find that as much as I love the recruitment industry, I'm better suited to selling software than I am selling people.
Okay. So you'll be doing this for 5 years or so, and then you're off to something new. That's your personality, right? You've got an entrepreneurial type of personality. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I would say I'm always interested in new and different things, probably to my detriment sometimes.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. What's your company culture? How many people in your company? Can you tell us?
So, I can tell you. We've got 2 onshore, 5 in the Ukraine, 1 in Bulgaria, 1 in Cyprus, and
when they're all over, can you have a company culture when the people are so dispersed? Yeah. Do you have a company culture?
I think we're a bit early stage to be describing ourselves as having a company culture. I would imagine no different to most startups, like quite hard working, on call at all times. Nothing.
They have a company culture of paying on Fridays.
Why did you go to the Ukraine? Is it cheaper?
Yes, considerably, and they're phenomenally good. Really, really
Michael
good.
Cox, did you say something?
No, I said their company culture is they pay on Fridays.
You know what? That's not bad. That's not bad. Is there anything we should ask about your tool before we move on to just general recruiting questions?
No, I think there's one thing I would need to say though. You said that I'm disrupting recruitment. I would never say something like that. I have a bit of an issue with people talking about disrupting stuff. We're not disrupting anything.
Okay.
We're just making people more efficient.
I'm sorry.
So you're not disrupting anything.
No, I don't like the word disruptive. It's not really disruptive. We're just making people more efficient and helping them find more candidates. I don't know. There's not going to be paradigm shifts or any other cliches.
I love it. No paradigm shifting here.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? Yeah, no paradigm shifting. Okay. So
he's revolutionizing.
Yeah. Okay. Do emotions trump logic in recruiting? Do emotions trump logic in recruiting? Our friend Renee Bollier.
What kind of question is that?
I'm glad someone else said that.
They're human beings. How of course they do.
Who's that? Jim complaining about that question?
Unless they're ass beat, that's exactly what they're doing.
No. I got to tell you something. I don't understand it, and maybe I'm an Aspie. I don't know. But our friend Renee Bollier.
I only said Aspie because I wanted to get people emotionally riled up instead of logically understanding what I was saying.
Okay. Well, maybe Jim.
Oh, fantastic,
that's
Jim.
the master of.
He's been waiting to slip that in all day on you.
Yeah. Okay. He's
well,
got
I've been studying Trump a lot, so.
Frederick Shelton III. Pretty much hit it out of the park with what we all, except Animal, already know.
I don't
Are
understand
you a
it.
fan now, Jerry?
What's that?
Are you a fan now?
Of Frederick Shelton III.
Yeah.
He's a heavy hitter, isn't he?
He's the heaviest.
Yeah.
Are you
Let's
talking
not
about what he said about Chris Lavoie's show?
Yeah. Let's not talk about.
No,
him, okay?
we're talking about the emotional versus logical thing, which we all know. People make decisions emotionally, and then they go through and they concretize that decision with logic.
Concretize, is that a new word? I have to go look that up.
Yeah, you can use it. Well, guys like Frederick Shelton III and we use those words, concretize, something like that. Look it up.
Okay.
Or ask Frederick Shelton III.
No.
I'm going to my dictionary now.
Yeah. Your thesaurus.
It might not be a word.
Now look. Here's the thing.
Animals getting control again.
I'm going to look it up.
Renee Bollier.
Is he a recruiter?
Renee Bollier. Okay. He said that emotions. He said recruiting is like
Animals
dating.
shook up. You know how I can tell?
No, how can you tell?
Recruiting is like dating.
Yeah.
Sorry.
God.
I don't want to hear anymore.
And that emotions.
We pretend that we can't hear Animal again.
Emotions. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, concretize is a word, Maureen.
Is it? What's it mean?
To make concrete, specific, or definite.
I never would have guessed.
Yeah.
I need to start using those words.
Oh, there she goes.
Biller.
There's the whispering again.
You know who else uses words like that? Frederick.
Yeah. Okay. Leave him out of it. Okay, let me ask my question. I got an audience here.
Can we get him on the show?
You don't, Animal. It's just now getting lively. Your guess, he's gone. Hang up on him. What else is going on, people?
I want to answer this question. Really, everybody.
I want Frederick on the show.
Yeah. Why can't we make that happen?
That dude's $850 an hour. Are you kidding me? He's not going to squander it on the Animal Show.
Okay,
let me pass the hat around.
Pass the hat is right.
Okay, look.
Big white hat.
Emotions. He said when you're on a date.
Okay, handing back the baton.
Emotions are going to make the sale when you're on a date. But then the thing is, he said he's from Holland, I guess. He said don't be like a Dutchman and when you take a girl out, don't let her make her pay for her own. Okay? So, but that's not emotional. You're actually offering good money.
All cultures are the same. I don't want to hear about the Dutch.
Yeah.
Are you talking about how you get your hands up?
Yeah, that's not
Well, my aunt is Dutch. I don't want to hear you guys talk bad about them.
I didn't talk bad about them.
So you're saying they don't know how to date over there?
Okay. So
sounds like
hold
what
on.
Animal said.
Stephen Beckitt.
See, this is an Animal. Hold on, wait a minute, Animal. This is the problem when you spend so much of your energy on trying to dig up stuff that really nobody cares about.
It was
talking about what
all your online recruiters, people online.
What was it, Jerry?
You got 10. You refer to 10 different pseudo controversial things every morning, and just hoping that we pick out one or two to argue about all day. It's doing us no service.
Okay, hold on, Jerry. This was on Recruiter Daily. It was a really long article. It was a really long article.
What's Recruiter Daily?
They got 5 editors there. Matt Charney, Katrina Gibbon, Jackie Clayton. Everybody works there. Aren't they? You know, if that's tell them they're no good. Don't tell me. What I do is I look what's out there and I focus it down. Stephen Beckitt, is that a good question or is it a dumb question? Do emotions trump logic in recruiting? You know that you have an intricate understanding of recruiting. Just tell me, and I'll leave that one go.
So you need to give me some context. That as a question doesn't really.
Oh no! See, that's the thing. You just got to make a wacky statement, and then the arguing commences. See, that's the deal. Emotion trumps logic. Go. See, you got no point of reference on it.
I don't either. I don't understand it.
It's like throwing a bone to hungry dogs.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to throw an answer out. I'd say logic is more important than emotion in recruiting. If you let emotions get in the way, then it'll affect your decision making.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I'm not 100% sure what you mean by the question. So
okay, let's move on. Let's leave that question.
No, let's move that to the next logical question, which is, what about cleavage?
There you go.
See how I'm bringing this all together?
Yeah.
These are the important things we discuss in the People Online group.
A steel trap.
I got to tell you something, okay? What one person said, how emotions figure in recruiting is the chemistry in the interview. I was thinking of it more at the beginning, how you call somebody up or you have an ad and it attracts them. You use emotions to attract them. But you can also say it's clear how emotions work in the interview. If you like somebody, you might not be able to pinpoint why, but you say, I'd like to spend time with this person, and I see how emotions work there. I'll move on. Megan Bureau.
God, I could not care any less than I do.
Megan Bureau. Megan Bureau, okay? She says, Megan Bureau, the T-Chat girl. She says money...
Oh, Twitter chat gal.
Yeah. No, like talent chat.
That's Margot. Margot?
No, Megan.
Career chat?
You know, just because you had you're whacked out from your practice last night, don't wreck my show.
Man,
okay?
I was shit-faced.
Yeah, okay. It sounds like you still are, too.
Oops.
Okay.
Thought I was muted.
Yeah. Okay. Megan Bureau says money is not the key to attracting top talent. She says cleavage is. We covered that yesterday, I think. Okay.
You get money and cleavage going, the double whammy.
Nobody
Look
knows
out.
what you're talking about. No one knows what you're talking about.
Computers, girls make
I'll
so
come
much.
back to the cleavage, okay?
People know what I'm talking about. Do you guys all know the cleavage reference? Maureen, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I just woke up. Yes.
Anybody else that was in the People's Online group that Animal has?
Yeah. I think everybody.
Everybody knows.
Stephen Beckitt doesn't know. I'll give that context after. Okay. I want to know about this. She says what drives top employees now is more than a paycheck. Purpose. Purpose is a critical driver of talent. That means what the company does if they're doing something good for the world or something like that. I think that's baloney.
So tired of people making that crap up.
Shit.
I'm sitting here thinking, thank goodness, because I can't afford anybody, but I've got a hell of a mission going on over here.
Yeah.
Keep partying.
Steven!
Purpose. If I can't get behind that, then nobody can.
How many purpose units do I need to pay rent?
Yeah. Stephen Beckitt, you're talking to all kinds of recruiters. Is that true that it's more than a paycheck? Purpose, the business purpose is a critical driver of talent?
I've never heard that come up as anybody ever mentioning, we need to find a purpose for this person. There's without no disrespect to the majority of companies that are out there, but there's not a sufficient number of roles with like a real life purpose.
Except those dudes that get
drive down salaries.
No, the people that get a job on that. You know that boat that's saving the whales? Have you seen that on TV?
Greenpeace.
No, I don't know. There's like a more aggressive group of them that go up there and slam into the Japanese boats. It's a show on like History Channel. Now, I don't think those guys are getting paid anything, but their mission is what they're into. So you could get a small percentage of people, like 1%, don't care about pay as long as they have like some snacks and clean water.
Okay, let me explain how this works. The reason people say that is we assume human beings are Homo economicus, but there is no such thing as Homo economicus. We're actually built of networks. So the idea of a shared purpose is more about feeling good about who you're with than making strictly financial decisions, which is why a woman might stay at home with her children rather than working, even though working provides more of a monetary value, but she's not comparing the cost of what she loses to the gain of what she has with her children. So the problem is of course that's an answer, but it's
what are you reading, Durbin?
Yeah.
What are you reading?
Give us a break.
I just want to remind you guys I read books and I'm smart. That's what I was saying.
Okay, Stephen Beckitt, just before you came on the show, someone messaged me, I won't say who, someone messaged me on Facebook, and they said, this guy's also selling an online psychological assessment. He said, those are total garbage based on Myers-Briggs, and everybody knows it. Do you agree with what he said?
Was it printer?
Having taken the psychometrics qualification and realising the accuracy of psychometrics is shockingly low, I would agree with that. And if you go on our website, we've completely discontinued anything around psychometric assessments.
So why haven't you taken? Why is your YouTube video about it still on? And I posted it on. I was led to believe you're still selling it, and I posted it on Facebook. It's a promo for the show.
My incompetence, I need to get on YouTube and remove the videos. I don't really do anything on YouTube, so it's skipped my mind. If you go onto our website now, you won't see any mention of psychometric assessments anywhere.
Okay. Do you know Mitch Sullivan? He's also over there in England. He's like a naysayer. Do you know him?
I know the name. I don't know him.
Okay. He says he uses a copyright. First of all, he's a headhunter. I don't know why he's putting out ads. But he says he uses a copywriter on nearly every vacancy. That's a British term. And it's some of the best value for money he gets. Would you agree with that?
I think if companies are in a position to afford to be able to pay specialists to do specialist roles, then definitely. I think anything you can take away from a recruiter that doesn't involve the core of their job, I think should be done. So whether that's writing adverts for them, writing their marketing emails, I think if you can afford to get specialists to do it, it's more cost effective.
Okay, end of that question. This is almost a final question.
I don't even know what he said.
Me neither. What about sourcing on Twitter? Do you guys do any sourcing on Twitter? Sourcing on Facebook? I forgot to ask you that important question. All the candidates on social media.
Once you've exhausted every candidate on LinkedIn, on your job boards, on your CRM, and every other conceivable avenue, and you have absolutely nowhere else to turn, at that point I would consider...
Then it's time to bail.
Can we do that?
Yeah. But Twitter...
how far are you going to squeeze these turnips, you know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes you got to roll, homie.
Is Maureen there? I think she's whispering again.
That's okay.
Twitter's a waste of time, basically, for resourcing.
Really? Did I hear you say clearly that Twitter is a waste of time for sourcing?
For people that need to, so for
I hear that
whispering. Who need to make money, categorically yes, because they're better spending their time making phone calls to people, networking, looking on LinkedIn, looking on their CRMs. It should be an absolute last resort for anybody who's an agency recruiter. For in-house, when they have to get a job, then it's potentially worthwhile. But not on the whole, it would be one of the last places
you cut it short because we can't hear you anyway. These guys are wrecking the show. Okay.
No, that has nothing to do with us wrecking the show.
Okay, well, there's only 3 minutes left anyway. So, but let me ask you, Stephen Beckitt. Stephen Beckitt, Beckitt, at Sourcebreaker. From your company is sourcebreaker.com. Do you have any parting words, something that, with your intricate understanding of what a recruiter needs to know to make a lot of money, do you have any parting words for the general audience?
Focus on calling people up on your CRM, on LinkedIn, and on the job boards, and don't spend a huge amount of time searching on social media because you'll get better results out of places where you can get telephone numbers and network than you will from trawling around social media with very little contact information. Okay,
that's a word of wisdom. Okay, and Jerry, is there an after show today?
Oh, why not?
Jerry, is there an after show?
For a few minutes, I guess.
I think we should have an after show.
Okay, you got enough people for an after show.
Beckitt, we do. We sure
Steve
do.
Beckitt, it was a better show than I thought it would be. I'm glad I met you. Thanks for volunteering. You want to call in again?
Thanks for having me.
Okay, you take care. You're not allowed. The guest and me are not allowed to stay for the after show.
Yeah.
Okay. So Stephen Beckitt.
Although Animal breaks that all the time.
No, it's not true. Stephen Beckitt, thank you.
So Animal's not having any more shows the rest of the year. I mean, all of a sudden, this is it.
That's
Finally,
it.
I
Final show. So I felt it like an obligation, to do something.
That was the last show?
Yeah. I want to get into the holiday frame of mind. I think it's like a weird
My address
schedule.
is 5760
5760.
Legacy.
We're
Right.
yeah.
Dice sent me chocolate. You've never sent me anything, Jerry.
No, and I never will. Let's face it.
If you think it's inappropriate, it's okay. I won't be offended. I already got my Christmas present. My daddy bought me a rifle.
Oh, there you go.
Cool.
Is it a red
Are you
Ryder?
tempted to go kill somebody? I mean, that's what guns do. How could you have that many guns and not kill somebody?
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't require him. It does it on its own.
Right. If it gets angry, or if it's too warm outside.
And I'm surprised Animal hasn't jumped in yet with his anti-gun rhetoric. He freaks out if you even bring up the gun, shotgun, AK-47, 15, AR-15, guns, bullets. Is he coming?
Statistically, I've killed
Can you hear him
more
walking?
people since
Walking
having
up.
guns than before I had them. So I guess that's just not true.
There's a lot of people
But
getting guns right now.
I've committed the same amount of crimes as I did beforehand. So there's no
Yeah.
impact on me individually.
You got to get on that.
So who's going to take a long break here over Christmas and New Year's, and who is not? Because now, like, Christmas is on Friday, and New Year's is on, what day is New Year's? Friday. So I like it when it's, like, right in the middle of the week, like on Wednesday of both weeks, and then you're like, how could I possibly work for these next 2 weeks?
Yeah, right. You have an excuse.
But see, now with it being Friday, it's like,
It's a weekend.
yeah, I mean, 3-day weekend, baby Jesus is coming. You know what I mean? Get ready.
I had a
there
4-day
he is.
flu, so that was my vacation. So I'm ready to work again.
You know, I'd like to talk about this guy's tool, but I'm afraid that I didn't understand what he was saying half the time. So I was just kind of.
It just makes it easier to do Boolean search inside LinkedIn. So if you're too lazy to learn LinkedIn yourself, it'll help make you a little better.
Do you have to have your own account though? I mean, does it only search as far as you can with your account?
Yeah, it searches inside LinkedIn for you.
Man, so his tool helps people with a LinkedIn account dig around in LinkedIn.
Yes.
And that costs $3,000. And I'm in the wrong business. I really am.
Well, I don't know.
Or $50,000.
I'm concerned about that. Is that going to be
Somebody
shut
explain
off
to me
tomorrow?
how LinkedIn isn't going to get on his. How he's not going to get on LinkedIn's bad side. Explain that to me.
Good question.
I don't know how, because they expressly don't allow that.
Exactly.
It replaces their tools to some extent. So
exactly.
I'd be nervous.
Maureen,
so
you're going to go to the very end of your natural-born life hating LinkedIn, aren't you?
I don't hate them.
Yeah, you do.
Hey, they've got me. I can't access my account anymore until I agree to their present user agreement. Can you believe that? They got me cut shut out. Yeah.
Yeah, fight the end user agreement, people.
Yeah, right.
There's just, you scroll down to the bottom, you click the check thing, and you hit enter.
Yeah.
Don't you?
That's what I have to do.
Yeah.
Who reads that crap?
Nobody.
Yeah, I have to do that. I have to agree to their present user agreement to access my account.
No, I
Can
don't
you believe
read
that?
I can almost guarantee you that all of us could go to jail if the wrong judge. Everything you do on the internet every single day.
No, absolutely.
Everything we do breaks terms of service. It's just who we are.
Mhm.
Dang it.
You know, about that LinkedIn thing, he could be nervous about this, but if he sells 300 of these, he's close to $1 million.
Oh, he won't.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
You think he'll sell 100 of those?
No.
You don't think there's 100 companies out there that aren't even paying attention to their budgets?
Well, if that's your service statement, dupe 100 companies into paying for shit they don't even know how it works.
No, it makes it better for a while. And the problem is like Extractor. Anybody use Extractor? I paid for it. I loved it, and then they switched because LinkedIn messed with them, and I had to dump it. It doesn't do me any good anymore.
Yeah, it's all gone.
I don't see why
what
you would.
I'd be thinking would be, you want $50,000 from me? Well, what happens if LinkedIn, shuts you down? Who am I going to get my $50,000 from?
Exactly.
He's building his house on rented land.
Right.
Or actually on somebody else's property altogether.
Exactly, but do companies think that way?
Hey, I'm going to run,
I
guys.
think they do.
You guys have a great weekend.
Hey, yeah, you too. Merry Christmas. Am I allowed to say that?
I'm doing a Boolean search.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Hey, there's a tool that might help with that.
Oh, really? I'll go through the archives and listen for it.
Sweet.
See you guys.
Well, everybody, I hope you do have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'm gonna get back to work. I didn't really work much last week. I don't know why. What was last week? Was it Thanksgiving?
Go to Chris Lavoie's, I guess, Facebook account and read Shelton's diatribe.
Oh goodness! Oh, I love that stuff.
Yeah, on Recruitment.
Well, now,
show. On the show.
Which Shelton are you talking about?
The third or the second?
As you put it. Sounds to me like he's all pissed off because he doesn't have a piece of the action.
Oh, I know it. You know, it's a crazy world. I say that we tell Animal he needs to have a show next week. I do too. Yeah, I mean, it's the 23rd. That, to me, would really kick off the holiday season. December 23rd, the Wednesday.
Didn't I ask on the group?
What
you
group?
were listening into that?
No.
Hey, would you do me a favor? Hey, cut out that last part about Lavoie and Shelton.
No way.
Cut it out for who?
That's a lot of work for me.
The only person that ever listens to this is Animal trying to grab different snippets to prove you wrong in the future.
I know, but would you do me that?
Only because it's you. That's work for me, okay?
Thank you.
And you know what? Jerry's right. Who's going to listen that far?
Nobody.
You know.
We'll be here. And we don't need a guest. Let's just do another improv.
Let's see if it happens. If it happens, it happens.
Okay.
You know?
Everybody said no. Okay, but now I don't have a guest.
We don't need a guest. We'll be the guest.
Yeah, we'll just chit chat.
Yeah.
We'll call in and see how your holidays are shaping up.
Yeah.
Perhaps even that's a week from now. Maybe even talk about the latest, most recent terrorist incident here on the North American continent.
Yeah, that's just what we need.
Aren't you doing
talking about terrorism on the show? We'll get kicked off. That's not
Animal
an HR
Award?
topic.
Yeah, the Animal Award Show.
Yeah, where's that? Where's that?
That's always in the new year, okay?
Is Karen Seawack going to get one for
disappearing? I give an award. Recruiting got gone. There's always somebody who disappears.
Well, no, she didn't disappear. She still has her HR. You remember those daily newspapers?
Yeah, she's got
on the
daily.
Twitter. Tell her to shut it off.
Who's going to get the Disruptor Award?
I don't know.
Who's going to get the Interrupter Award?
Maha or Kiki.
Yeah? For Interrupter Award?
He just pulled that out of the hat.
Hey, why don't you give a Cleavage Award?
Lori Ruderman, Cleavage Award.
Really?
You know what?
That'd surprise everybody, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Animal, we should delete that from the tape.
Let's have an awards meeting. Let's have an awards show to talk about the awards.
How about we'll have a show where we
just ASMR award.
We're going to have a show where we just scroll through Twitter and look at people posting just stupidity and call them out on it and lambaste them.
We can do that.
Why not?
Yeah.
Let's start picking out people, and just as an example. Daryl Diozo, probably a good guy. Why is he still on Twitter?
He's a regular listener. He's a regular listener.
I know.
Oh.
Chris Russell, Jeff Dickey Jasons. The job guy. Who is this guy? See him? The job guy.
Job guy.
Quite the mustache.
Yeah, he's somebody who puts out one of those
world record quality mustache there. That guy is. Wow.
Been around for a while. Maybe he's not around. Maybe he's just got an automated feed because I always come out on his newspaper.
He just posted a quote 3 hours ago. Does not look like a retweet. Leave the past where it belongs. Hashtag quote.
That is an impressive stash.
That's
good.
Yeah.
He's got one, doesn't he?
That thing is amazing.
Best recruiting stash of the year. There's one of your first awards right there.
Boom.
Boom. Chicago. Okay, he's got to have that in the winter just to keep his upper lip warm. You ever felt the breeze there? Man. Hey, see y'all next week. Got to roll.
All right,
Merry
we'll
Christmas,
see you
everybody.
next week.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.